We're on the record in two cases. First case is cause number 323432, and the second case is cause number 324810. Both cases are styled the state of Texas versus Terrence Glenn McDaniel. Mr. McDaniel, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. McDaniel, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. McDaniel, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. McDaniel?
Okay, how you doing?
That's good. Mr. McDaniel, I have before me the information which states that on or about April 3rd of 2019, while you was in Jefferson County, Texas, operating the motor vehicle in a public place, you were charged with the Class A misdemeanor offense of driving while intoxicated with alcohol concentration of 0.15 or more. Do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And to this charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, no contest?
No contest.
Now, you pleaded no contest freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
Yes, sir.
Well, are you pleading? Okay. Now, all right. I just was making
Yeah.
sure. Now, Mr. McDaniel, I have before me what is marked as State's Exhibit Number 1. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 2 of the same document, Mr. McDaniel, are these your initials down here?
Yes, sir.
And on page 3 of the same document, Mr. McDaniel, is that your signature at the top,
Yes,
above
sir.
the line that says defendant?
Yes, sir.
Now, on the next document, which is the trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal, Mr. McDaniel, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is that your signature on this document?
Yes, sir.
I have another document before me, Mr. McDaniel. This document is titled the Discovery Certification. Mr. McDaniel, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is that your signature on the second line?
Yes, sir.
Now, prior to signing and initialing these documents, did your attorney, Mr. Paget, go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
State, I have before me State's Exhibits Number 1 and Number 2. State, you like to offer States 1 and 2?
Yes, Your Honor.
No objections from the defense to states 1 or 2, Your Honor.
Okay, no objection. State's Exhibits Number 1 and 2 will be admitted. Mr. Paget, you have advised and counseled Mr. McDaniel in this case. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
None, Your Honor.
Mr. McDaniel, your attorney, Mr. Paget, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Mr. McDaniel, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea of no contest and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, and in this case, it's 180 days probated over 1 year. In this case, only a fine of 1,000, 80 hours community service, and interlock, and the other standard conditions for DWI over with the VAC over 0.15. In this case, is to run concurrent with probation that will be in cause number 324810.
Mr. McDaniel, the state is offering that you pay a fine of $1,000 plus court costs of $407. Also, the state is offering that you serve 180 days in jail. However, the fine, court costs, and the your probation, well, the fine, court costs, and jail time will be probated for 1 year. And during this 1 year probationary period, you'll also be required to pay probation fees of $60 per month. For your analysis fee of $15 per month, and that you would also be required to pay the DWI education class initial fee of $125 on today, and if there's any further evaluations that needed, it will be a $50 fee. Now, The monthly total that you'll be required to pay in this court is $205 per month. Now, would you be able to pay that amount?
Per month? Well, right now I ain't working due to pandemic situation.
Okay, let me, now, you said you're not working?
No, they, not since April.
Okay, so you don't have no source of income?
Yeah, the unemployment.
Okay, what is your unemployment?
I think it's supposed to be like 2,000 a month, but child support take 55.
Okay, I'm gonna get to that. So you say, is it 2,000 a month? That's what you're getting?
Well, that's what Texas is supposed to give me. Well, I don't get that.
No, I know, but I'm just
Yeah,
saying, what is the amount of the check that you get? Do you get, how often do you get the check? Is it every 2 weeks,
Yeah, every
once
2
a month? Okay, and what was the amount that you get once a month?
500. Oh, once a month, like $1,000 a month. Like 1,000 a month,
So,
500 every 2 weeks.
okay, let me do this here. 500 every 2 weeks. 500. Actually, it's about, unemployment is about 1,083, okay. You have any other source of income?
No, sir.
Okay, no other governmental benefits,
No, sir.
right? Do you have any assets like cars, house, or anything like that?
No, sir.
No? Close. Now, Mr. McDaniel, do you have to pay rent?
Well, I stay a year.
How much is that per month?
I probably give them like $300.
300? Okay.
Yeah.
And what about utility bills like water, gas, lights?
No, I can give them 300 right now. I'm only there temporary until like a couple weeks.
Okay,
Since
so
I've been there, I can give them like 300 a month. Just to,
on the utilities?
just on just me staying there.
So you're saying that the $300 for the rent includes the utilities?
Yeah, I was in my mother's house for a couple weeks because I was in the process of moving,
Understand.
so I give her $300 to
Okay,
help out on whatever she needs.
okay, now what's the child support that you're required to pay per month?
Well, with the I was paying 2,600 a month, but with the now that I'm unemployed, I think I paid from $1,200 to $1,300 a month.
You paying 12 to 13?
A month child support. Yeah.
Okay,
Your Honor, I believe you have 5 different.
I got 4 different
Four
kids and
different,
4 different.
yeah, cases, but it comes to, when you add them all up, it
Yeah,
comes to
all
about
in one,
13?
yeah. It's one right. Yeah.
Okay, what about your food expenses?
Yeah, I ain't really sure. I mean, I just pay day to day.
Okay, now, but I'm saying you living with your parents, you just eat.
Well, I supply my own food. I mean, in case she cook maybe, but.
Okay, but what do you average, like, if you had the average a month, how much you think you paying?
Anywhere from 200 to 300 probably.
Okay, 300. And you have a vehicle, transportation costs?
No, I had a car. I got rid of it.
Okay.
One of that stuff I got rid of.
Cell phones?
Yeah, cell phone.
What is that?
130.
Okay, you're not on probation or anything, you're on probation, okay. And medical expenses?
No, I don't have none right now.
Okay. Any credit cards, anything?
No, sir.
So that's 6, that's 9, that's $2,030. Okay. Okay, we're gonna find that you're indigent. And you're let's see. Let me see, that's a fine of 1,000. 1,000. Plus 407 equal divided by 12. That's 120, that's 113. 13. Okay, so what we're gonna do is your fine and court costs, which comes to a total of 100, well, which comes to a total of $1,407 is gonna be converted to community service. and that community service is 113 hours. Okay,
113 hours.
yeah, because we converting the fine and court costs to community service.
And this would be with the probation or it'll be separate?
No, that'll be part of your probation.
Okay.
Now, you also have the 60, what else? What?
80.
80 hours, yeah. You also had 80 hours of community service that you was doing regular, okay?
Mhm.
So you're gonna add that to the to this, okay? So now now do you so let me just explain that to you again. You're 180 days jail, but it's probated for 1 year. The fine and court costs, the fine of $1,000 plus court costs of 407 comes to a total of 1407, which will be converted to community service of 113 hours of community service. You'll also be required to do your 80 hours of community service. You'll also be required to install an interlock device on any vehicle that you own or operate. And you would have to attend the DWI education course as well as the other standard terms and conditions of probation. This case will run concurrent with cause number 324810, and your probation fees is going to be reduced from $60 to $25 per month. All right. All right. Now, do you understand the state's offering and the court's judgment?
Yes, sir.
You think it's fair and just?
Yes, sir.
And do you accept it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll follow the plea bargaining agreement and the court's judgment in this case. All right, now we will proceed to the next case. And in this case, it's cause number 324810. This case is styled the state of Texas versus Terrence Glenn McDaniel. Mr. McDaniel, the information in this case states that on or about May 17th of 2019, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, operating a motor vehicle in a public place, you were charged with the Class B misdemeanor offense of driving while intoxicated. Do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And to this charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
Now, you're pleading no contest freely and voluntarily,
Yes, sir.
and are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. McDaniel, I have before me State's Exhibit number 1, the misdemeanor plea admonishment. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 2 of this same document, Mr. McDaniel, are these your initials?
Yes, sir.
And on page 3 of this document, Mr. McDaniel, at the top, above the line that says defendant, is that your signature?
Yes, sir.
I have another document, Mr. McDaniel. This document is titled the Court's Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal. Mr. McDaniel, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And at the bottom of this document, above the line that says defendant, or these, what, is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, I have another document here. This document is titled the Discovery Certification. Mr. McDaniel, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature above the line that says defendant? Now, prior to signing and initialing these documents, did your attorney, Mr. Padgett, go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
State, I have before me State's Exhibits number 1 and number 2. State, you like to offer States 1 and 2?
Yes, Your Honor.
No objections to stage 2.
What about States 1?
No objections to stage 1.
Okay. Okay, no objections to States 1 and 2. Both States 1 and 2 will be admitted. Mr. Padgett, in this case, you were advised and counsel, Mr. McDaniel, is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial? Mr. McDaniel, your attorney Mr. Paget has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Mr. McDaniel, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that the plea of no contest and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. I'll also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargaining agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, in this case, it's 180 days probated over 1 year probation, no fine, 80 hours community service, interlock, and this is, and the other standard DWI conditions, and this is to run concurrent with cause number 323432.
Could you repeat the offer again?
Yes, Your Honor, it's 180 days probated over 1 year probation, no fine in this case, 80 hours community service, interlock, and the other DWI standard conditions to run concurrently with cause number 323432, 432. Sorry, the numbers.
323432. Now, Mr. McDaniel, the state is offering that you serve 180 days in Jefferson County Jail probated for 1 year. You will not have to serve any time in jail because you'll be on probation for 1 year in this case. The state is offering a court cost that will be paid in this case. And you will serve 80 hours of community service installing interlock device on any vehicle that you own or operate. You would have to attend the standard DWI education course as well as participate or adhere to the standard terms of DWI probation. And this case will run concurrent with cause number 323432. Do we have cause the court costs in this case? Okay. Now, Mr. McDaniel, the court is going to find that you're indigent in this case. We already have your financial information that you provided in the previous case. So therefore, the court cost in this case of $397 is going to be converted to an additional 32 hours of community service. Okay. And your probation fees in this case is reduced as well to the minimum of $25.
Yes, sir.
You understand that? Okay, now, so let me repeat this. It's 180 days, probated for 1 year, court costs of $397, which is converted to 32 hours of community service. You will also be required to perform 80 hours of community service in addition, and you will be required to install an interlock device on any vehicle that you own or operate, attend the DWI education course, and as well as adhere to all the standard terms and conditions of probation. In this case, let me see that, Judge. In this case, you also be required to pay probation fees of $25. This case will run concurrent with cause number 323432. And if there's a urinalysis fee, you will be required to pay that at $15 per month. And the monthly installments on this is, looks like it's $55 per month. And if you're required to pay the DWI education class, let me ask you this here, Madam Prosecutor.
Mhm.
If he paying the DWI education class in the previous case, and the initial evaluation, he just pay it one time?
He just does it one time. Yeah.
Okay. Same thing for the,
I believe it's the same for the probation fees as well,
okay,
but I'm not 100% on that.
Okay.
Probation would be able to.
okay, so,
You're only getting supervised one time.
right. And so if you also, if you're required to pay the further analysis or for evaluation, that would be a $50 fee, okay? Do you understand
Yes, sir.
the state's offer, and you understand the court's judgment?
Yes, sir.
Or you think it's fair and just,
Yes, sir.
and do you accept it?
Yes, sir.
I'll follow the plea bargain agreement and order the court's judgment as pronounced. Mr. McDaniel, you can have a stand on the X where your attorney is standing. The clerk will give you some instructions, just follow her instructions, and you have a good day as well as you, Mr.